Elmer, I got those mosquitoes if you wanted to film for our interview.
Mosquitoes? What do you mean mosquitoes?
The mosquitoes for our Filipino project, the one you wanted to interview.
No, what are you talking? You mean mestizos, not mosquitoes.
Uh, um, makes more sense. I'll be back.
Hi, my name is Christian Massey, and I'm white and Filipino.
Hi, my name is Merrick Ira. I am Filipino and Samoan.
I'm Christopher Perry. I am Japanese, Filipino, and white.
The differences, well, for starters, Filipinos are normally small and Samoans are normally big. So it's kind of like a clash between two races.
My Filipino side is a lot louder. They're more outgoing, I guess. Like they talk a lot more and they're more easygoing. Like they can have fun a lot faster. My white side's a little bit more contemporary. Like they're into wine, jazz, you know, and just normal things, just watching TV, not really getting too loud. So kind of makes a problem with me. I'm kind of shy, but I want to be outgoing. So yeah.
So with the Filipino side, the Filipino side seems more family oriented. Like there's a lot of gatherings, parties for everyone's birthday or like holidays. We always get together. Whereas the white side, we still do the same things, but it's more formal. Whereas the Asian side's more like letting loose and just having a blast. Not saying that I don't have fun with the white side, but yeah.
The food is completely different. I like the Filipino food in that they have a weird way of putting things together. It's just kind of like you can make stuff up on the fly, but with Samoan food, it's like there's a lot of cooking and there's a lot of it's like overnight all the time. Every party, we all get together and then we gather up at someone's house and it takes the whole night to cook for everybody, so yeah.
My family, the Filipino side, how they view the white side is that they always assume that since I'm not half, a quarter white, that we're like the rich, wealthy type. When we're not, they always want money and like they have times where people from my mom's side, because my mom's full Filipino, ask, like my aunties and uncles ask my dad, who's half white and half Japanese, for money so we can bring people from the Philippines to the U.S. So, which my dad always likes to help out, but they don't realize that he's not made out of money, and everyone that came from the Philippines that live in the U.S. now, they really think that like if you have white in you, you automatically have some sort of wealth, when it's really not like that at all.
What else can I say about that that's different? Religion. There's a lot of differences in religion, and it clashed with me and my family because the Filipino side is very heavily Catholic, and the Samoan side, they're basically, I guess, majority of them are Seventh-day Adventists, or basically Christian. It's easier to say it's a clash between Christianity and Catholicism. But sorry, but it showed a lot when I was growing up. I would go to church with my Filipino grandparents, and we would participate in all of God, I haven't been to that church in so long, I don't remember what they're called. But yeah, so it was basically just I would get dragged along to both churches. My Filipino grandparents would argue. They'd be like, "You need to come with us." Then my Samoan grandparents were like, "No, you're coming with us."
On my Filipino side, they call me mestizo and stuff, call me half, and they always make fun of my my skin tone, but it's all just playing around, family stuff. My aunties on my Filipino side, they'll refer to me as like handsome and stuff, because apparently my white culture gives me better facial features, I guess. But yeah, on my white side, they don't really see too much of a difference. They just ask like about how the Philippines is and all that. But besides that, it's not really anything different.
Well, you can definitely tell. Well, for me, I could definitely tell that it affected both sides of the family. It affected a lot of the Samoan side. I rarely see them now. It's just how it is. Part of it's my fault because I guess you could say I embraced the Filipino side, but see, the problem is it's more of a clash of interest. Growing up, I grew up with majority Filipino relatives, because that's basically who I saw a lot, and it just kind of like, that's just what I ended up liking,
So even though I look more Filipino and more towards the Asian side, I tend to like fall more towards my white or the Caucasian side more, only because that's what I honestly was around when I was younger. I wasn't around just Asians. I had a lot of white friends, and of course I don't speak Tagalog or anything, so I communicated more with the white side. I communicated more with the white side because I had that language similarity, to whereas when I try to communicate with the Filipino side, there's that barrier where I really couldn't communicate as much as I would like to. And plus, I honestly just don't fall into the stereotypical Asian. And I know a lot of Asians say that, but I genuinely feel like that.
I feel more inclined to my Filipino side just because I grew up near them. Like living here near Vallejo and everything, I get to see my cousins a lot more than I see my white cousins, because they're farther up north in Oregon. Plus, I go to the Philippines a lot more often than I go up there, so I get to meet my mom's family and all that more than my dad's family. So I feel more inclined to my Filipino side, definitely.
Okay. In terms of being more comfortable or, leaning more towards, I probably would lean more towards the Filipino side. That's just because in high school, you could find Filipinos here in Vallejo. I mean, you could find Samoans here, but it was always a bad rep, and I learned back at a young age, you don't associate with bad reps. But I guess, that being said, I hung out with Filipinos a lot. That's just my friend base. That's my friend base now. Not saying I don't want to hang out with Samoans. It's just, it's hard, when that's just the lifestyle they're in. However, it's like, that question's kind of weird because it's not that I lean towards a certain side. It's that I feel like I don't classify as both. And it growing up, I grew up in America, so the whole idea is that you're American, so it's kind of different when you look at it, from an outside view. It's like, who you are, but here it's kind of like, because I'm two races, growing up in a land that's not on either one of them, I'm kind of confused,
In breaking news, reports are showing a massive outbreak of dog consumption among the Filipino communities. I'm here with EJxEJ to shed light on the situation. Says.
Is that me? Are we live? Is
Yes.
is that on?
Yes, we are live, sir.
Is that the TV?
No, sir, that is the camera. You are on my news feed.
Are we on the news? Okay. What are we doing news about?
We are here to elaborate on the whole stereotype of dog eating in the Filipino community.
Oh, okay.
Share
I got you. I
the
know. Okay. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm sick and tired of all these people telling me that I am a dog eater. I am not a dog eater. Nobody in this community eats dogs. I'm sick and tired of all these people telling me how my family... Hey, Dana, we're on TV. Say hi to your mom, huh? Hey, say hi to your mom, huh? Anyway, as I was saying, I'm sick and tired. Nobody, no Filipino I know eats dogs. That is a complete lie. I am so sorry. So sorry, have fun. Dana! Hey! That's my dog! Where are you going with my dog? Dana, say hi to your mom. Dana!
A lot of times I'll get mistaken for being only white. Most people don't really just go up to me and think that I'm full Filipino and stuff like that because of my skin tone. But another race I really get mistaken for is Cambodian. I don't know why, it just happens to me, but yeah. For the most part, I only get looked at as white until people ask me, oh yeah, what ethnicity are you? Oh, I'm half white, half Filipino.
I've been mistaken as a lot of different things. People come up to me and give me the run of the mill. I got mistaken for black once. I got mistaken for a lot of the most common mistaken that I get. Like the most common mistake I get would probably be like Tongan or Hawaiian. They usually miss the Samoan part. On rare occasions, yeah, someone gets the Samoan part right, but then they're like, "Are you Samoan and black? Or are you Mexican?" And I'm just, it's funny because I get it at work a lot. A lot of Hispanic people, I guess you could say, they walk up to me. I remember this guy came up to me and started talking in Cuban, and I just didn't understand a word he was saying. But I would get a lot of mistaken for the Hispanic and Latin sides.
I find it really weird because a lot of people that I meet, I like to ask like, what race do they think I am, and I get Mexican a lot, and I get full Filipino a lot. But it's weird because sometimes I also get a lot of like they can tell I'm Filipino, but they also say that I look mixed. So I don't really know what that means because I've seen my face for 22 years, so I just feel like I know what I am. So to hear other people say I look like this ethnicity or I look like that, I find it interesting. But I've never, it's just been, you look Mexican or full Filipino. And like I said, I think it has to do a lot with the skin tone.
I think my two ethnicities are different, but I think they mix okay. Like they make a good mixture. It's like sweet and sour. Like the sour is kind of the Filipino side and the white's kind of the sweet side.
I honestly do feel that both my Japanese and my Filipino side do assimilate well to like the Caucasian race.
I think the two cultures mix well in that I was given a big sense of pride, and I'm very proud of the fact that I have pride. And you know, they're two very, very proud cultures, and like along with that pride, I got a sense of confidence, I guess you could say, which makes me not easy to talk to, but which makes it easy for me to talk to people. You know what I mean? And yeah, dude, that's a really big payoff between both of them. I really like. Probably my favorite thing about it.
I feel like they're okay together. I've never been put down by like just a white guy or just a Filipino guy for being half of like their race and half of another. Like people don't really look down on me that way. They're just like, oh, he's Filipino white. Okay.
So although I do have different races, we all do come together. Like we have no issues. Everyone like I said with holiday parties or something. When it's separate parties, when it's like the Filipino parties and then the Caucasian side, it's a different vibe, of course, because there's different cultures. But when we come together, it blends so well. There's nothing really negative about it. It just flows very well, and everyone gets along. And that's what I like to see. I like to see the different family members come together and interact with one another, because it's fun. It's very enjoyable to see.
I mean, I might feel outcast a little bit, but not too much. I generally feel like I fit in with the Filipino side and stuff, as opposed to like other people who are of different races. I definitely fit in a little bit easier with Filipinos and white people.
being an outcast, I don't really feel like an outcast with certain groups. Like, when I hang out with Filipinos, I'll just act Filipino. When I hang out with Samoans, I'll just act like, you know, like nothing's wrong. But I really don't think it's ever really come down to the point where I felt outcasted because of who I am. Because, you know, in all, it's just who I am.
So sometimes I do feel like I'm an outcast between between both ethnic groups, is because even though I relate more to the Caucasian side, I don't look Caucasian. I look full Filipino or more Filipino. So I feel like I'm not really accepted with that side. In my head, that's how I view it. I'm not as accepted as I would like to be, compared to where I'm fully accepted with the Filipino side because I look full Filipino, but I still feel outcasted because I don't like to do the things that my full Filipino friends or my full Filipino family members like to do. So it's like I'm kind of floating by myself.
I feel like I'm generally like pretty close to my Filipino friends and my white friends. Like I don't really feel outcasted when I'm with them. Like when I go to my Filipino friend's house, like I could call his dad uncle as if like he's my family and stuff like that, opposed to like other friends who hang out with us who aren't Filipino who like just are like, oh, hey sir, and stuff like that.
I try nowadays, I try not to change my personality. You know what I mean? I try to not change who I am in relation to who I'm hanging out with, because I feel like it'll just stress you out the more you worry about it. And you know, I can use a lot less stress, and I know a lot of us can too.
When I was a kid, I definitely wanted to be more Filipino, just because my cousins and all that, and everyone I hung out with was full Filipino, and I was the only one who was just half, not like 75% or not even at all, just half, not even all of it. But now, you know, I grew into like loving my white side and stuff like that, getting used to it, and now I like being mixed.
I mean, but aside from your usual jokes like, oh, you're a dog eater, or oh, you're just a big giant brute, you know, nothing really offends me to the point where I just want to be a certain thing, because like I said, I'm a really proud person, and I enjoy being Filipino and Samoan, but I also enjoy being who I am, you know, and it bothered me, I guess, a little bit when I was just getting used to it. You know, when you're first finding yourself and you're just like, who am I? And then you're just like, man, these guys are making fun of me because I'm this. Do I want to be this? But then I realized it's like, you can't really change what you are, you know, but you just gotta be proud of who you are. And things can offend you as much as they want, but it's not gonna stop you. It shouldn't stop you.
One thing that really stands out to me is what I love about being Filipino is the skin tone. I think as Filipinos, well, there's some out there that really get dark, and I mean, all to you dark Filipinos, but like there's a lot of other Filipinos that have that nice skin tone that I think is it's a pretty attractive looking skin tone.
I guess it's good because I get the best of both worlds. Like I get to enjoy my Filipino culture and my white culture. Like I could go to the Philippines and like enjoy food, get to know everybody, not be like a full-on tourist, like actually feel like I'm from there and know some things, and then still be over here and like know my white culture, like know that I'm like part Cherokee Indian and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's good being mixed. I get the best of both.
Positives, I'd basically say you're getting like different perspectives, different outlooks on life, different backgrounds, and I like it because it's like you're not necessarily one-minded. You know, you basically don't have the option of being one-minded, because you see this culture and you see all the differences in it, and it's like you get a sense of the world, I guess.
I actually really enjoy the fact that I can say I'm more than just Filipino. I can say I'm a quarter Japanese and a quarter Caucasian. I like the fact that I have that, instead of just having that one background, I have a variety. And I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I'm 5% this and 2% that. I really have that bloodline that flows through me that I do relate to all three different races. And I think it's really awesome to say that I have those different ethnicities, other than just saying, oh, I'm just full Filipino.
Being multicultural is just like, it's like cooking. You know, you add all these ingredients and then you have like perfect dish. You can't just have a plate of noodles and expect it to come out good. Yeah? Question mark?
So I am super proud to be multi-ethnic, because I've never been full Filipino, or I've never been full Caucasian, or I've never been Japanese. I love the mixture. I love all races, but like I especially love the races that I am. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm super proud. I'm just happy.
Yeah, I'm proud to be multi-ethnic. There's not really a downside to it, you know? Like, I feel the same as anyone else. As like you guys watching it. Like, we're all the same. We're all just people. Being multi-ethnic really doesn't make me any different. I mean, might make me a little bit taller, maybe lighter skinned, but, you know, we're all just human beings. So, yeah, I'm proud to be multi-ethnic.